From the roar of the crowd to the roar of the engine, this is Pit Pass.
Here's your host, Ron Fox.
Hello and thanks for joining us for another edition of Pit Pass. As you can see, I'm flying solo this week. Jan is on vacation. Now, before we get on with the show, we would like to offer our condolences to the family of the race fan who died after being struck by lightning at Pocono Raceway on Sunday. Best wishes also go to 9 other race fans who were injured. Now, it was quite a weekend in racing. Nick Dixon picked up $5 grand for his victory in the late model open at Selinsgrove on Saturday. Hall of Famer Lynn Geisler added to his win total with a victory at Lernerville on Friday. Kevin Gleason of Johnstown finished third and first in his class during an SCCA doubleheader at Mid-Ohio. NASCAR star Tony Stewart picked up a win in the 358-360 sprints at Williams Grove on Friday. Then Saturday at Port Royal, during the Living Legends Dream Race, he won one of the semi-main features. But Blaine Heimbach took the A main and collected nearly $13,000 for his efforts. Now here's what's coming up on the show. It's another midweek race at McKean County Raceway. We will have highlights from the evening, including the ULMS Super Late Models in action. The TBRA Late Models made a stop at Motordrome Speedway on Friday. We will take a look at their 100-lap event. And Kyle Martell made his NASCAR debut this weekend at Pocono Raceway. More on this young talent later in the show. On Wednesday, McKean County Raceway held the Ned Gleason Memorial. Gleason was known as an innovator and a racer who went out of his way to help others. So on to highlights from the evening's 35-lap ULMS Super Late Model show. Mike Knight led the field to the green, but it would be the outside pole sitter Greg Satterley in the 22 ride who would quickly jump to the point position. As Knight hugs the bottom of 1 and 2, Dave Hess Jr. in the 44 works his outside, only to fall back into a battle with the 99 of Boone Briggs. The 31 of Brian Force runs in the 5th position. Dan Stone in the 21 was one of the fastest cars on the evening. He started 18th, yet was able to pick off positions on his way to the top 10. Here he battles the 32 of Billy Dixon. Hess would separate himself from Briggs and chase Knight for the runner-up spot before the first caution flies on lap 9. On the Delaware double foul restart, Knight chooses the outer groove and makes it work as he is able to keep Hess at bay once they are up to speed. Briggs and Force still run 4th and 5th. With 11 laps in the books, Robbie Blair slows with a broken axle. Suddenly he is clipped by the 11 of Jeremy Wonderling, resulting in this mess in turn 1, which includes David Scott and Dwayne Brooks among others. For a number of laps, Knight and Hess contested the runner-up spot while trying to chase down Satterley for the lead. Stone climbed into the top 10. Here he races the number 7 of Jason DuPont for the 7th spot, while Matt Lux runs just ahead of them in 6th. With Satterley still in the lead on lap 22, Hess makes it stick on the bottom of 1 and 2 and powers past Knight and into 2nd place. With 4 laps to go, Hess shoots past Satterley off of turn 4 and into the lead. Satterley tries to retake the position going through 1 and 2, but Hess begins to pull away as they exit the turn. Hess would put some lap cars between he and Satterley on his way to his first ULMS victory at McKean County Raceway. Dave, congratulations on the win. It seems like you were catching Satterley even though you were racing Knight for a position.
Yeah, the car just was coming to life there. I got to Knight and knew it was going to be tough to do some passing. And he gave me enough room to get around him. I think he seen I had a better race car, and I didn't know if we were going to be able to run down Greg, but with the lap traffic and the way the track worked out, I got around the outside of him, and it was all over from there. The car was just great.
Were you worried maybe you had to use up the car too much battling Knight to be able to catch Satterley?
At one point I was, and I knew we were winding down on laps, and it took me a while to get around him, so I didn't know what was left, and Greg kind of moved down and still had a pretty good race car under him, and just the way the lap traffic worked out, I think he was trying to be patient, and I caught him on, caught him being patient pretty much. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was a nice move there for the win.
Yeah, I'm sure he wasn't quite expecting it. When I got to him, it was a quick, right around the outside of him, and man, the car was good all night. Just felt great.
And you're such a strong runner here and the other tracks in this region, yet this is your first ULMS win at McKean County.
Yeah, we had some seconds back a while ago. last few years we've really struggled with our late model program at the track here, but we come back to life. You know, we had a few decent runs. We won the King of the Hill a couple years ago here, and then just to come here tonight, and had a pretty good couple years at most of the other racetracks and everything, especially this season. So we wanted to get down here and see what we had for the Fall Classic this year. This was a good test session. It turned out better than that. So.
And the Gleason family was there to present you with the trophy. Now, he's someone who's very innovative as far as the engineering side and a racer here. What does that mean to you as someone who's come a long ways after him?
Yeah, he just, you know, everything they've done for the sport, you know, they build up what we're carrying on now, and I want to thank the family for putting shows up for us. It just keeps late models in the area and gives us a place to race, and the fans a place to watch. Just can't say enough about them. I appreciate it, and you know, they're just great people.
Here's your top 5 in the Ned Gleason Memorial. It's Dave Hess Jr. over Greg Satterley, Boom Briggs, Mike Knight, and Matt Lux. After celebrating his late model victory, Dave Hess Jr. jumped into an E-Mod for the next feature event of the evening. He would start alongside pole sitter Dan Davies in the 71D. Down the backstretch, Hess closes on Davies. Then Hess gains an advantage in turn 3 and moves into the point position as they complete lap 1. For a number of laps, the battle for third would be between the 75 of David Scott and 68 of Steve Dixon. Hess held a comfortable lead over Davies even while working through lap traffic. The caution flies with 5 to go as Travis Asel spins in 3 and 4. Davies and Dixon have a shot to challenge for the lead on the restart, but Hess pulls away, leaving them to race for the runner-up spot. Dave Hess Jr. would lead all 20 laps in the E-Mod feature to take his second checkers of the evening. He was followed across the line by Dan Davies, Steve Dixon, David Scott, and Vic Vina. I would say it was a good night for Dave Hess Jr. We will go back to McKean County Raceway later in the show for more highlights from Wednesday night's program. Coming up, meet one of the state's rising stars now racing on the national stage. Lebanon, Pennsylvania's Kyle Martell pulled double duty at Pocono on Saturday. More when we return.
When you think golf carts, think Jake's Custom Golf Carts. With over 300 stock and lifted carts at their shop, you'll find the cart you need or have Jake's build one to your specs. Custom airbrushing, lift kits, sport shifters, rear seats. You name it, with the expertise and craftsmanship people have come to expect from Jake's. Come see for yourself why Jake's is the nation's premier golf cart provider. Jake's Golf Carts, Route 522 McVeigh Town. Online at jakesgolfcarts.com.